Hey Libra seekers, welcome to the Existential Shift. This is a reading for Libra, Libra placements and Libra archetype. I'm working with the Light Seers Tarot, and I'm happy to be here with you guys. Jupiter today is moving out of shadow in Aries across from you, and I feel like it's going to bring, even though Mercury is still retrograding, but soon it's going to go retrograde like a few days after I'm recording this. I think it's going to bring a lot of clarity to your relationships. And I think it's going to happen if you're watching this between May 12th and May 16th. When May 16th is when Jupiter moves into Taurus. In that gap of days, and if you're watching this afterwards, of course, you can think in retrospect. I anticipate incredible levels of clarity and deeper information and understandings in your relationships, all types of relationships. Okay? So that's nice. It's like tying up loose ends, clearing the air, either to give room for just continuing the dynamic, but better, healthier, clearer, or to close something up or play out differently. It could be happening this way with one person in your life, happening that way with another person in your life. It's not one thing for everyone, okay? But I'm sensing ease and understanding of the situations that have been confusing to you. Show me Libra, please. Wow. Oh, babies. Three of Swords and Five of Pentacles. It's hard what you're feeling. You're feeling, I'm tapping into Libras that are feeling very heartbroken and very alone and very secluded in their pain. Like you're going through all this pain, but you also feel like there's no one to share it with. Now, notice in this Five of Pentacles, the key to the door is right there. So she has the ability, technically, to go and open the door. But when you're drowning in a cloud of darkness and pain, it's borderline impossible to see the ray of sunlight and sunshine that is shining somewhere over there behind that cloud. Yeah, it's there, but if you can't see it, and yet people expect of you to just see it and just open the door and just be okay. And you're like, I get that the door is there. I get that the key is there. I get that the sunshine is there, but I I can't see. I can't see where I'm going. I can't see the direction. It's like patronizing someone who's colorblind for not seeing color. They know that the colors are there, they just can't see them. Now it's a weird analogy. Sorry, it's just the best thing that came to my mind. It brings forward, you know, the whole emotional, psychological, mental challenges that people deal with that are unseen because it's not like a broken arm or a broken leg. It's not like sitting on a wheelchair or using a cane. It's not seen physically to the eye, so people don't understand the extent of challenge. It's crippling on the inside. To put on a smile, to be positive, to be optimistic, to see the positive potential of how things can work out. It's and then they make you feel guilty for it, for not being positive, for not finding your way. Depression can be very crippling and very overwhelming. Even if it's circumstantial depression, you don't necessarily suffer from acute depression, um, but when we grieve, when we lose, when we separate, when we fail, all the fun stuff, we can deal with circumstantial temporary grief, and it's just as morbid and just as dark and just as crippling. It's something that especially people who lose a pet go through, because it feels like losing a child. But people who, not all people connect to their pets in that way, and not all pets develop that bond with their person. But for those of us who've been lucky enough to have a pet that it had that bond of, parent-child thing, and then when you lose the pet and you feel like a piece of you was ripped out of you and you're no longer whole, like when a parent loses their child, people do patronize it. So it's going through that insanely terrible thing without being understood, or without having the levels of compassion that someone who would lose a human child would, right? And this is not a competition. Please don't go there. I'm trying to make a point about unseen pain, unacknowledged one, where not only that you have to deal with it, you also don't get the compassion and the understanding from your environment. And it's coming through really strongly in this reading, just right off the bat. So if you're going through something like that, first, I'm sorry, and I want you to know that you are seen. You know, I know how dark that can be, and there are people who do understand. Don't focus on those who don't. And definitely don't focus on those who try to tell you to be strong and be happy and focus on the positive, like a toxic life coach. It's peeps, don't do that to people. It's like seeing someone who doesn't have legs and being like, just walk. What? Just walk. Look at me. I'm walking. That's how, you know, cruel and toxic that is, even though you think that you're such a lovely person for trying to encourage them. That's not the way. Acknowledge their pain and be there for them. Don't patronize them and tell them how they should be doing things. It's just, for any cross watchers or anyone who needs to hear the other side of it. And I see you calling for help, but it's from the heart space. Like, I don't think the words are coming out. I don't think you're verbally expressing what you're going through, but I do think you express your pain in prayer or to spirit or to God. And if you want to be mad at the divine and express anger, you absolutely can and may. It's not forbidden. You're not a bad person. It is upsetting. The system does suck. We can talk as much as we want on how to navigate the system and the rules and regulations and the quantum laws of physics and the ethereal laws of the metaphysics and so on and so forth. But it doesn't, learning the ins and outs of prison in order to escape it doesn't mean you have to like it. You can be angry. You're a co-creator. You're a child of the divine. You can and should get angry, and don't blame yourself for it, for expressing yourself. Bottom of the deck, the High Priestess. You are developing incredible levels of wisdom and insight into yourself and into life. I had a thought, I don't know, a week or two ago, I don't remember, on how the only way for a human being to visit a dark hole in space and live to tell is by going through grief. you know, because then you have this black hole created inside of you. And you get a glimpse into an infinity that other people don't. And that is a silver lining that you can hold on to. Bottom of the deck, now we have the star. Matters of faith and higher powers and meaning and what is this all for? What you're going through raises all these questions and allows you to pursue answers, triggers you to pursue answers. Show me more, please. Libras. Four of Pentacles. We go from Five of Pentacles to Four of Pentacles, and that's good. You can keep your cards close to your chest. You can have your creature comforts to hold on to. You can have your moments where you're not brave and you're not doing the strong thing or the smart thing, and you're just a little bit overprotective and a little bit keeping to yourself. It's okay. It's a process. If you allow yourself to be in that space without judgment, then organically and naturally, once you're ready, you will open up. Don't be like, oh, I'm being so closed off. Oh, I need to be more open to the world. Oh, I need to give a chance to people, to relationships, to whatever. If you push yourself to do that with judgment, you won't, it will just be a mask that you're wearing, and then you won't fully process what you're dealing with. Let yourself seclude yourself a little bit in your safe space. It is improving because you're letting yourself do that. Okay. Two of Swords in the reverse. This is good. All the things that you've kept hidden and suppressed because you wanted to be strong and you wanted to be positive and all that, and so you didn't process and you didn't deal with, you didn't let yourself feel, are now just coming out. Like your eyes are opening up. It's not an easy emotional process, but it's a very healthy, powerful one that will get you through this. The only way out is in. So you're going straight into the trauma, into the pain. And I love this because we started with Three of Swords and Five of Pentacles, and then we moved down from Five of Pentacles to Four of Pentacles, and then from Three of Swords to Two of Swords. It's like the pain is being relieved, alleviated as you hear it, as you feel it, as you just let yourself. You're detangling yourself by not fighting the ropes. You know, it's like those Chinese torture thingies where, like, if you fight it and you try to force your fingers out, it only clenches, you know, harder. If you resist the pain, it will only overwhelm you further. Right? It's like when you pull two sides of a rope where there's a knot, it will only tighten the knot. What you want to do is loosen it up. Just surrender into it. Show us more, please, for Libra. And here she is, the High Priestess. This is what you're becoming by not attempting to become it, just by being you, because you're already the High Priestess, right? You just gotta lean into it. Lean into that seat. You see her third eye here? That is just has direct connection to all these, you know, lights of truth and knowledge that are cosmic. That when you go really inside, you see the universe, like Orion's belt, like you are an autonomy of the cosmos. And the pain that you carry is the knowledge of the black holes, which I believe is where the Akashic records are. If they have a physical place, it would be the black holes. If you repeat that shit, credit me. Why? Because it's basic. It seems that we've lost on the basics, of honor and respect and basic behavior. Yeah. And then when you truly tap into it and you become this high priestess that you already are, people are going to be like, how did you become so smart? How did you become so knowledgeable? How are you so graceful in it? It's like, I just, I was just being myself. That's what you'll be able to say. Just honored how I feel. I honored what I'm going through. I didn't try to put on a mask of a high priestess. Anyone who wear these robes before being ready, they will look ridiculous on them. These robes just wear you when you're ready, when you're just there. And it's, what is the high priestess? The virtue of knowing thyself very well, thus knowing life very well. That's it. Just sit there in it, in yourself, get to know yourself really well. It's a becoming. And in all of these cards, the character's eyes are closed or covered. But eventually, the third eye is now open, right? So you close your eyes to the world, you only see yourself, and then your most powerful type of sight awakens, right? Love this. Two of Cups. And then love just comes in. And we have two, 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 three twos, Two of Swords, the High Priestess is two, and then Two of Cups. Look at that. That beautiful integration between two different individuals. And it just works in harmony, because if you're in harmony with yourself, and it's not to say that you're now a perfect being, right? But you are with acceptance with yourself. That includes the shadows and the pain. So if you love yourself for that, not despite of that. That allows someone to love you for that and not despite of that. So this could literally play out as a romance, something very loving. Two of Cups is not just spiritual love, it's romantic love, right? I see like a cooperation, um, a mutual effort to do something together, to do something and then doing it together, and that brings you two even closer. Can you tell us more for Libra about this Two of Cups, please? Let's see who's this. What is this? There is someone that suddenly just holds your hand. You just take your hand and they're like, Libra, I'm here. And it means everything. Queen of Swords. That is such a place of power. Like I see you now still holding on to your space, to your need of occasionally take your time, but you're doing so now with your head high and your eyes open. It's the first time the character has her eyes open. She's still holding on to her sword, and that's okay because it's also not, you know, up there and ready to it's there just in case. But there's more openness, right? Compared to, for example, these cards, right? And it just happens. Suddenly there's a breeze, and suddenly you look up and you open your eyes and you take a deep breath, and there's a moment of serenity because you feel heard, you feel seen, first and foremost by yourself. Then that leads to feel heard and seen by another. And you're starting to think, maybe I got this. Maybe it's okay. You do still need to make sure that your boundaries are respected and, you know, it's a mutual give and take and that you're not overextending yourself again, right? The world. And as you choose yourself, you are now able to choose the world. As you're able to contain yourself, you're now able to contain the world. And this is an incredible process of growing from the Three of Swords to the Empress. Both are three, right? You can't have compassion and empathy and containment to everyone around you if you can't do that for yourself. When people are there for everyone except for themselves, they're not there for everyone. They're running away from themselves. They're not doing it for others, they're doing it vicariously for themselves to run away. It's not exactly for themselves, it's not beneficial to them, it's an escape. So when you're there for someone else as means to escape being there for yourself, you're not really being there for them. It's kind of in a way using their situation to avoid yours, as opposed to if you're there for yourself, then naturally you're able to truly, truly be there for them. And then it's genuine. And then it also works, and the other people can actually sense that it's authentic, and not played. I see you going through from feeling completely alone in the world to not only feeling a part of the world, but the world. Oh, wow. So the Hermit, Knight of Pentacles, the Tower, and Eight of Wands. Ooh. I do see this leading to someone leaving. Could be you, could be someone else um, that is leaving a situation that hasn't been nourishing. Because now that you drank enough water and you know what it feels like to be nourished, you can't go back to the soda. Something like that. Like once you feel it, like what it feels like to be nourished by yourself and then by someone else, you just inevitably walk away from situations that haven't been nourishing to you. Um, I see someone needing to take their own path and go through their own journey. So some of you, there is a separation in a relationship. So there could be two things happening at once. There could be a deepening of a relationship with one person and then a separation of a relationship with another. It's it's something that you've been feeling alone in for a while, and then the movement out of it is going to happen really suddenly and really fast, and really easy. I don't see like there could be a surface level conflict, but I don't see you s- feeling it as a conflict. Like I see it's like it you float through it. It's almost like you no longer are overwhelmed by it or you're no longer pained by it, and it kind of just feels okay, like okay, I got this, I can do this, I can walk away or I can let them walk away. um this could be you realizing that you need to choose yourself and this new journey of yours that is in alignment with the new level of frequency that you're in. You can't go back to being inauthentic after this process. So come back to this reading a few weeks from now, you know, and see where you're at and see how it resonates. I also see you choosing to follow someone or walk with someone that it feels very natural to do so. It's like there are a few things happening in a parallel way here. Um, like there's someone here who's walking through trials and tribulations of life in a very graceful, you know, I got this kind of way. It's another adventure to strengthen and to grow from. They have this higher perspective on situations, recognizing the finality of things in a way that is not too pained by it because they have themselves. They're like, okay, I lost this, but I still have myself. I lost that, but I still have myself. That's just a general approach that I'm seeing here, you know, with someone. Um, and as you align with that energy, I see you are able to kind of join them in this journey. The top of the deck, the Sun card. You're just following. This is incredible. Look how we started, and look at how we're ended in this reading. It's like from having such a closed, pained heart to such an open, powerful, joyous co-creator. It's like that black hole inside your heart. You went so much into it with such courage that it's like it's like the Big Bang. It just explodes into this huge sun. And from, you find the sun in your heart through diving into the black hole in your heart. It's incredible. That's alchemy. That's magic with a K. It's very inspiring, Libra. Very proud of you guys. 7 days free trial over on Patreon. Link is below. It's temporary. It's going to be over soon. So if you want to take advantage, feel free. Stay magic, stay true, and I love you.